My name is LV, and I'm speaking my mind. The White House, our house, is more than a mansion. It's a living symbol of democracy, resilience, and the promise of public service. Every renovation in its history had one thing in common: purpose, function over vanity, service over self. But now, we're hearing whispers about turning the East Wing, the people's space, into a private ballroom. Not for diplomacy, not for state dinners, but for ego and spectacle. Let's rewind the timeline. 1902, Theodore Roosevelt modernized the White House, building the West Wing so work and family could finally be separate. No flash, just function. Let's go into 1909, when William Howard Taft built the first Oval Office, not to glorify himself, but to lead efficiently. How about in 1942, when Franklin Delano Roosevelt added a second story to the East Wing, concealing an underground bunker, a wartime necessity, not a vanity project. Then came Harry Truman, from 1948 to 1952, who gutted and rebuilt the entire White House from the inside out after it was declared unsafe. He didn't gild it in gold. He saved it for generations to come. In the 1970s, Richard Nixon turned FDR's old swimming pool into the press briefing room, where reporters still hold the powerful accountable. So say what you will, but that's legacy. By 1979, Jimmy Carter put solar panels on the roof long before clean energy was cool. And in 2009, Barack Obama swapped out the tennis court for a basketball court. A modern touch, not a monument to self. Every single president made changes that reflect function, progress, or the people. Not ego, not greed, not gold-plated glory. And now, here we are, staring down the blueprint for a ballroom in the East Wing. The same East Wing that houses the First Lady's office. The same space that supported our nation through war, peace, and ceremony, is now being repurposed as a monument to self-importance. Because apparently the White House, that iconic 132-room national landmark, just isn't fabulous enough for someone who needs mirrors on the ceiling to feel relevant. We've gone from Roosevelt's bunker of protection to a ballroom of self-promotion. If this happens, it won't just alter architecture, it'll stain legacy. Once you start reshaping the people's house to suit one man's reflection, you're not renovating, you're rewriting democracy. The same White House that survived wars, scandals, and near collapse is now facing something far worse: the erosion of humility. From Roosevelt to Obama, every renovation carried purpose, strength, safety, progress. But a ballroom? That's not an upgrade. That's a downgrade of dignity. The White House doesn't need a ballroom. It needs backbone. My name is LV, and I've spoken my mind.